Hello and welcome to your first Finance Park video. This video is going to review over all the math concepts that you're going to need from the income unit. In your workbook, if you go ahead and get out your Finance Park workbook, we're actually going to start on page 13. I'm going to kind of roll through the PowerPoint and then I'm going to give you some tasks to do along the way. So we'll go ahead and get started. Pause if you need to in order to make sure that you're ready to go for this. It's on page 13 of your Finance Park book. So we're going to start by talking about taxes. And we've talked about this in class before, but taxes are required payments to the government. So it's the way the government collects money in order to pay for things. There's a specific tax we're going to be talking about, which is income tax. This is the tax that is taken away or taken out of our income, or the money that you make when you're working at a job. So it's a portion of one's personal income that's paid to a government. So there's things that we use when we get taxes and they pay for certain things. There's Social Security and Medicare. These are programs that are used and our taxes help cover the costs of these programs. So Social Security is a social insurance system that provides benefits to Americans who are retired, sick, or too disabled to work, and to family members of workers who have passed away. And Medicare is a social insurance that extends health care coverage to almost all Americans 65 years and older. So it actually pays for your health care. So here's just a couple things about sales tax. Sales tax, remember, is the tax that you pay when you're buying things at the store. It's on all retail items, and it's used for all kinds of things you'll see in the yellow box on the screen. And who pays it? Consumers and businesses do. So you, when you're a customer, you go in a store, you pay sales tax. In most states, you pay it on just about everything that you buy at a store. In some states, they don't have sales tax on food or drink or things like that. And taxable items, there's some examples of some different things that are taxable. Non-taxable items are like things like groceries in most states. Virginia, we do have taxes on our groceries. Medicine, medical services, and insurance. So those are just a little sales view overview. So if you go ahead and turn to page 14 in your Finance Park book, this is the first page that we're going to complete. Let me see if I can find my little pen. There it is. So you have to complete all these questions here, 1 through 8, and what you're going to be doing is calculating the sales tax of each one of these items. So I'll do the first one with you, and then I'm going to go ahead and you can hit pause to complete the rest of the page. So it goes over the instructions right here. The first thing you're going to do is change the percent to a decimal, and then you're going to multiply it by the amount of money. And in order to find this final price right here, we're going to actually add the two together, because sales tax is a percentage of what you pay on an item, and it's an additional percentage. So it's additional cost. So we're going to go ahead and look. The first question says deodorant, so we're going to look up here in the receipt, and it looks like a thing of deodorant is $2.29. So you're going to take $2.29 and then you're going to multiply it by 0.07, and that is going to give you something. It looks like about 16 cents. And then that's going to be what your tax is. So your tax is about 16 cents. And the final tax, you're going to take this and you're going to add it to the cost of the deodorant. So you're going to take this amount here and add it to that. And so you end up with $2.45 for your total. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and complete the rest of these that are on here. The last two questions are not from the receipts. They're just questions where they give you the cost. So you can go ahead and hit pause and then come back to this once you finish. Okay, so we're going to kind of continue on. Here's some little more extensions on the income tax. what it's used for. This is kind of just an overview of what income tax is used for, although I'm sure you're probably going to talk about this with your civics teacher as well. It covers all different types of social programs, national defense, national debt, government administration, veterans affairs, law enforcement. So those are just a couple of things that our income tax is used for once it's collected. So now we're going to switch to page 16 at the bottom. And you'll notice that there's like a whole paragraph, so you can go ahead and take about a minute or two, and just kind of skim over the top portion of page 16. And then at the bottom, it says, use the information above, list the services that each tax supports in the correct box below, and then assign a percentage to each. Give a higher percentage to those services you think are more important. So this is go ahead and fill this out, and it's up to you about what you want to choose to put there, but go ahead and work on that now. So we're going to kind of continue talking about this. So we're going to move back to kind of sales tax discussion, and then we're going to go back to income taxes. Here's some different types of uses of sales tax. Sales tax covers things like human services, the state and local government, the police, jails, courts, transportation, colleges, schools, libraries, local parks and recreation. So all those are covered using the sales tax. Here's some things on property taxes. It's similar to what we just looked at. Property taxes are taxes you pay on the property that you own, like your house, land, even like a car tax, those big property items that you have. Okay, so now we're going to look at Jason's checkbook. If you turn to page 19, and we're going to actually analyze it just for a second, just kind of like the overview of how a paycheck looks. So once you guys get your first job, you'll also receive the paycheck, and you'll see a lot of different things that are indicated on here, and then of course the final paycheck is down here, what you actually get to take to the bank or what's automatically deposited into your account. So this paycheck, this is talking about how much the person makes per hour. On this paycheck, Jason earned worked for 80 hours. And so he's earned so far $960. So that was the initial start of this paycheck. And these are just different categories. If you work overtime, you tend to get usually time and a half, depending on the company that you work for. You can also get some vacation pay, so you get extra money, some companies do, in order for you to save up and have extra money to take time off. And the same, if you work holiday pay, you end up, that's pay that you would make if you worked on a holiday, and usually that's more, although in Jason's paycheck it doesn't look like it is. But the only amount of hours that he worked, he didn't work anything here. He only worked 80 regular hours. Deductions are the total amount of things that are taken out of his paycheck. So all of this money is taken out from that $960. So he has to pay federal income tax, state income tax, this goes to the government, this goes to the state, Medicare, which we talked about earlier, that's the insurance that you get paid that takes care of you once you're older than 65, and the FICA. So all those things are taken out of his paycheck. And then down here you'll see that this is actually his net pay, what he's taking home. So just a few common words, and you probably will talk about this in civics too, and I won't go into too much detail. There's gross annual income. That's the total amount of money that you make before your deductions are taken out over a year. There's gross monthly income. That's the amount before. Like on Jason's, was $960 was his income. I'm trying to think if it was. His was weekly, bi-weekly. And then net annual income, the amount of income that's been taken out after your deductions are out, and how much net monthly income, or NMI, that's the amount of money you make after your deductions are taken out of your monthly pay. And they call this take-home pay. That's the actual money that's going into your bank account. So we're going to actually do some calculations here. I'll just kind of skip over this. If you go to page 19 in your book, We'll do the first one of these, I'll start it with you, and then you'll finish the rest of it up for income, and that'll be the last thing that we get done on this. So it says here, Jamal, we're going to actually calculate all of these things right here. It says Jamal works at a recreation center for 15 hours a week during the school year. He earns $8.75 an hour. In a typical month, he works 63 hours. Calculate his monthly taxes below. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and calculate how much money he would make if there was nothing taken out. So we're going to take the $8.75, and then we're going to multiply it by 63. So let me just make sure. 875 times 63. So it looks like he's going to make $551.25. So that's what's going to go here. Now we need to go ahead and find the percentages for each one of these. So 10% of $551.25 is $55. You just move the decimal point one over. And 13 cents if we round to the nearest penny. And then you can go ahead and calculate the same thing. So you can calculate what's 6.2% of this. And then once you get all of these numbers here, all of your deductions, you subtract that from the $525. So you're going to add all of these up. That's going to go in this line right here. You're going to add up all of your deductions, everything that you calculated here. And then the last thing you're going to do is subtract them from the $551.25 in order to get his net monthly income. So I'm going to let you go ahead and work on that, and then go ahead and finish up this page too, so the rest of page 19. And that's it. So once you complete that, you're done with your income lesson. There are 2 other short lessons that you're required to do, but this is the end of the first video. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, you can always shoot me an email to my FCPS schools email or my FCPS email. That works as well. All right, have a great day. Thank you.